We've done this before. In season 1 of Debate Arena, we focus on sports, a topic that brings together many Ghanaian youth. But as we draw closer to the December general elections, the future of Ghana hangs in the balance. And it's been said that the voices that would matter the most would be the young, vibrant, and passionate Ghanaians who would cast their votes. So this season of Debate Arena, we are bringing together courageous and informed youth to debate the critical issues that will define Ghana's next chapter. Now, our debaters aren't just arguing for points. They are fighting for their affiliated parties, and they will try to tell you why you should vote for those respective parties. This season, it's more than just a debate. It's a call to action. It's a reminder that you have the power to determine Ghana's next leader and shape its destiny. Join the conversation, engage with the issues, and make your voice heard on social with the hashtag DebateArenaPE.
My name is Fad Osman from the New Patriotic Party. I speak for party and government.
Okay, my name is Raymond Edem Tamaklo, a member of the National Communications Team of the NDC.
Public infrastructure has faced mismanagement under both the NPP and the NDC. Do you agree or disagree?
All right, thank you very much. I believe this is a topic, very, very important topic we need to have during a space period like this as we prepare towards elections. What is important is that mismanagement on its own is a canker for not just being a challenge for infrastructure development, but then it denies people access to road, healthcare, social amenities. I believe infrastructure mismanagement in itself would definitely have a negative impact on the development of any nation. But to put it in context within the political space, I believe the New Patriotic Party as a government has done so well with its social infrastructure over the past 8 years. And if you want to compare between these two political parties, I would certainly say that the New Patriotic Party had done better than the opposition NDC within the space of these 8 years. Why do I say so? If you look at all the social infrastructure we have in this country, and when it comes to infrastructure, we have two forms. We have the soft infrastructure and the hard infrastructure. And when it comes to the hard infrastructure, you have to make mention of the roads, and other infrastructures that helps advance economic activities, while the social infrastructure will have to come to enhance the life of people. For instance, education, health, within that area. Look at, for instance, let's pick the road construction in this country. We've always said this, and I believe sometimes our brothers from the NDC will always challenge us. That's what we say. Within these 8 years, we've constructed a close to 12,000 kilometers of roads, compared to the NDC, 4,000 kilometers of roads. And if you go beyond that, if you look at interchanges in this country, we've constructed 6 interchanges as it stands now, with 10 ongoing. If you pick the Kumasi-Swami interchange, still ongoing. If you pick bridges, we've constructed 20 bridges so far, with currently 30 of them still ongoing. If you go beyond that, if you pick the soft infrastructure, we also say that we've done better within this Fourth Republic, and we say this with pride. Why? Because if you pick education alone in this country, if you look at the infrastructure we've added up to the existing senior high schools in this country, you'll be marveled. For instance, if you go to East Legon, there is a STEM school over there. I don't know how often you pass through East Legon. If you pass through East Legon, you see a STEM school over there from class 1 to junior high school, one of the best in the entire country. If you go to my constituency, where far away from Accra, Wenchi, so it's not just centered in Accra alone. If you go to Wenchi, in the Bono Ahafu region, formerly Bono Ahafu, now Bono region, Kwasi Technical Senior High School, one of the traditional senior high schools in the area. Today, we've added on infrastructure to a point that people are saying we should turn a senior high school to a technical school, and not to a tertiary school. So this is the level of infrastructure we've added onto the educational systems in this country. Beyond that, the health sector. We've been saying this, and sometimes when we say, and I think my brother here also will agree, that John Dramani Mahama himself has even admitted that when he gets the opportunity to continue, he's going to continue with the Agenda 111. Before Agenda 111, we've had close to 50 health infrastructure that we already done before we started with the introduction of the Agenda 111. As we speak currently, we've had Swami, Agenda 111 being completed. Achiasi, completed. We have most of them completed, which we are very sure that this November we'll be commissioning most of these Agenda 111 hospitals with the hope that if we're able to continue within the next administration, we are going to end up adding up more to this Agenda 111. And beyond that, within the health sector, when we took over in 2017, we had only 46 ambulances effectively running entirely across the entire country. As we speak today, we have close to 320 ambulances, with each district in this country today having an ambulance on its own and operating effectively. So this is what we mean by soft infrastructure. And if we want to compare the two between the New Patriotic Party and the NDC, we've done better than them. But if you want to look at mismanagement and infrastructure development in general, which I completely agree that mismanagement in any form, be it resources, be it effectiveness in resource management, effectiveness in resource allocation, will certainly have a negative impact on infrastructure development. But if we want to compare the two, and as I indicated, within the space we are, within the political context, we want to compare the two between the NPP and the NDC, I will certainly say that the NPP, which led by President Akufo-Addo, had done extremely better than previous administrations so far within the Fourth Republic of this country. And beyond that, when we talk about other infrastructure, like road access to road in villages. For instance, I have lived in Yendi for a very long period of time. One particular road that connected Yendi to the farming communities was Yendi Tatale Road, Yendi's Abdul Tatale Road. As we speak today, currently, that road is being constructed. One of the farming roads that helped improve economic activities in this country. I don't know if you know Ahafo region. We have an area called Techimentia, if you know that very well, one of the tomato growing areas in Ghana. Techimentia, Ahafo. That's Techimentia that connects Ahafo region to Ashanti region. Today, as we speak, we've constructed that road. And today, food in those areas do not stay back in markets, in the farm, sorry. We have access to bring those food to the markets to help reduce some of the challenges we face in our marketplaces with high food prices. So this is what we are doing as a government to help improve the economic activities of this country through the provision of infrastructure development. That is what we've done so far. And we wish to do more when given the opportunity by Ghanaians to continue this administration. So we out there today, we are calling on the good will of this country to look at what we've done within the space of 8 years, within the space of the challenges, in spite of all the economic challenges we've witnessed and we've all gone through, which we do admit and acknowledge. That yes, we've gone through some economic challenges, we do appreciate and we do accept that times have been hard. But in the space of all this, government has not thrown its hands in despair and complained that we cannot do much. And beyond that, let me end on this note. When it comes to infrastructure development, as I indicated, the soft infrastructure, we have security. Today, in this Fourth Republic, everybody will attest to the fact that when we took over in 2017, we had only one fire service training academic school in the entire country, which was in Jamestown. As we speak currently, we've added on 2 new infrastructure schools, which is academic training institutions to train fire service personnel, one in the Northeast region, one in the Ahafo region. And beyond that, if you go into the police services, where they are mandated to provide peace and order in this country, we've added on to the existing infrastructure than any other government. And I'll give you an example. In 2011, I remember very well when we had the XTS Korea deal, where the NDC administration led by Professor Ivan Sufia Tamos, and the Ministry of Works and Housing led by our current Speaker of Parliament, I remember very well, had a contract with the XTS Korea housing project to build 10,000 housing units for our police service in this country. As we speak, not even a single one was able to be constructed. Currently, President Akufo-Addo has been able to construct a total of 1,000 housing units for our Ghana Police Service, one at Kwabenya and the other at the Ghana Police Depot in Tesano. And beyond that, we've added on to their vehicles or the mobility of the Ghana Police Service than any other government. Close to over 933 vehicles being added on, and over 4,040 motorbikes being added on onto our security architecture within the past 8 years. This is what we mean by soft infrastructure development to enhance the services of such state institutions to provide security for our nation. So if you ask me, and as I indicated earlier on, between the New Patriotic Party and the opposition NDC, fortunately, they've been in power for 16 years within this our Fourth Republic. I don't want to add up the military regimes. They've been in power for 16 years. We've had our 16 years, and the records are there to show. We've done so much than the NDC in terms of road construction, in terms of health infrastructure, in terms of education, in terms of security. We've done so much. And in terms of agriculture, we've done so much than the NDC. And every day, anytime. As I'll end on this one. If you go to Jamestown today, when we had the opportunity to come to power in 2017, we realized that our coastal areas were much involved with fishing activities. One of the challenges they were facing were proper landing beaches. As we speak currently, President Akufo-Addo has constructed close to 8 landing beaches and 2 major landing harbors within these coastal areas. Jamestown has one. You go to Elmina, we have one there. This is what we mean by infrastructure that will enhance the economic activities of this country and add on to the livelihood of these people living within these areas to improve upon their lives. So this is what we mean by infrastructure development. This is what we mean by soft and hard infrastructure to enhance the life of your people, to add on to the economic activities within these catchment areas. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Fat. So I have listened to you go on and on and on about the pseudo infrastructure projects that your government has undertaken over the past 7 or 8 years. Now, indeed, we can all attest and agree and come to the conclusion that infrastructure is at the heart of our development goals as a country. Over the past 8 years, all the things you have said are pseudo, because not so many people can attest to these things. The projects that are prominent over the past 8 years is the National Cathedral, where you sank over $52 million in constructing. At the beginning of the construction, okay, you know, projects of these natures needed approval from our parliament. Those approvals were not sought. You siphoned taxpayer monies into that hole that today has cost us so much as a country. The SkyTrain project, $2 million lost, no account. Recently, the Palugu Dam, $12 million lost. Not a single brick has been laid at the site of that dam. And so when it comes to infrastructure and when it comes to mismanagement, the NPP as a political party, the NPP as a government of the day, attests or is a living testament to mismanagement in infrastructure development. Now the NDC is different. We've been in power for 8 years before you came into office. And the developments that we've brought to the people of Ghana are there for all to attest to. The massive infrastructure development, which has never been seen before, unprecedented since Nkrumah's era. I am talking about the Kejita market. I am talking about Podokraba market. I am talking about the whole market. I am talking to you about the Terminal 3. Okay, that has won so many awards over the years. You must also know that when you are embarking on these infrastructure projects of this magnitude, you must take into account the economic needs of our country as well. Our fiscal space is limited. And so to take out money from government coffers to engage in huge infrastructure developments brings some sort of stress to our coffers. And so what did the NDC do? The NDC used innovative means, innovative ways to ensure that we engage in infrastructure projects, we meet our development needs, and also not adding to the economic stress of the Republic. And so in constructing the Terminal 3, the government of the day allowed the Ghana Airport Company, okay, to build its own book, retain 100% of their IGF, okay, and use that to contract a loan, which was used to build the Terminal 3. It was not added to our public debt stock. For example, take the Tema Port expansion. Today, the Tema MPS port is today the biggest in West and Central Africa. For the past 5 years, it has given or it has accrued $250 million in revenue, in dividends for your government. How did we do that? It was through innovative means. We did not have to put stress on government coffers to come with Terminal 3. We went into a concessionary agreement, build, operate, and transfer agreement. And so we contracted with the company who built the entire infrastructure for $800 million, okay, where we retain 15% of the project. But even with that, for the past 5 years, you have accrued, your government since 2019 has accrued $250 million as profit. In the not so far future, government is going to retain 100% control over that project. That is how you bring innovative development to your people without attempting to siphon in our scarce limited resources to line your individual pockets. That is what the NPP has done over the years, and I've mentioned projects to you. The Etuabo gas processing plant, which today saves us $300 million annually. How did we come by that? We went into a loan agreement with the China Development Bank, and we used our oil revenue or our oil resource as a mode of payment, of financing, of funding. Do you understand? So when it comes to innovation, by that agreement, the China Investment or Development Bank advanced to us a loan of $1 billion, which we invested in that project. And then in a way of repaying the loans, or repaying the loans they have contracted to us, we used our oil, as collateral. That when we get our oil, we sell them or we give them first right of purchase. So they will purchase it, or if they do not purchase it, we'll sell and they will give their bits to them. So innovative ways, without adding to our public debt stock. In the 8 years under Mahama, the NDC borrowed 50 billion Ghana cedis. The massive infrastructure projects you see across. We left a public debt of 122 billion Ghana cedis. Today, our public debt stock is over 750 billion Ghana cedis without nothing absolutely to show for it. No vast infrastructure development anywhere. We are talking about the construction of the University of Health and Allied Sciences, UHAS, University of Energies and Natural Resources, UNE, and all of those. We are talking about elevating polytechnics to technical universities. We are talking about the construction of 124 community day schools and operationalization of about 46 of them before we left office. We are talking about the Ridge Hospital. We are talking about the UGMC Medical Center, the only quaternary hospital in the whole of West Africa. This is vast infrastructure development, vast infrastructure investment. We are talking about expanding our water coverage from 56% to 76% by investing in the Pond Water Project, Accra Desalination Project, Mampo Water Project, Akimoda Water Project. All of these projects, you see immediate accrual to our economy across all facets. We're talking about Commander Sugar Factory, revamping of the Kumasi Shoe Factory, Elmina Fish Processing Plant. These are all vast development projects that was undertaken by the NDC, without necessarily adding pressure to our economic coffers as a country. What you have done over the 8 years is to plunder our economy. What you have done over the 8 years is to add to our public debt stock that has never been seen before, unprecedented, from Nkrumah's era down to NDC John Dramani Mahama's era. No government has borrowed more than the NPP government as we speak. No government. But if you ask them to show what they have done with our monies, they have nothing to show. We can also attest on this program that when you are doing infrastructure development, 3 things you take into account: social justice, delivering on your social justice responsibilities to the people, curbing unemployment, and making revenue for the country. I've pointed to you how we've made revenues with the Etuabo gas plants. I've pointed to you how we've made resources, proceeds, dividends from the Tema ports and all of those. The Accra Digital Center alone was built by John Dramani Mahama, which has provided 10,000 direct jobs. 10,000. The Tema port, Takoradi port expansion, provided 5,000 direct jobs to the youth of this country. Before we left office, unemployment rate was 8.4%. Today, unemployment rate is 14.7%. And so when you say you have embarked on infrastructure development, what is the direct benefit to the ordinary Ghanaian? Has it been employed? Has it taken anything away from our public debt stock? Has it empowered us economically? and all of those things. If you want to answer those questions, the answer is no. All you have done is to plunder our meager resources as a country, invested in the National Cathedral, which you cannot even uplift from the floor. The Palugu Dam, we've lost $12 million from that project alone. And so when it comes to infrastructure development, infrastructure investment, the NPP comes nowhere to the NDC. Indeed, it was the NDC that created the Ghana Infrastructure Development Fund. We left for you $270 million in that fund today. What have you done? You have stolen our resources. And so please, when it comes to the argument about infrastructure, the NPP is nowhere near the NDC. Please, Fad.
All right, Raymond, thank you very much. I think with your submission, I am a bit confused. When you made mention of some few projects that we undertook, unfortunately, we couldn't successfully execute. And you tried to draw the conclusion that due to mismanagement, we were not able to complete such projects. I don't know if you know much about the XTS Korea deal that happened in 2010. I don't know if you know much about it and how much we lost as a nation into that particular deal. I don't know if you can help me with that.
Well, you've brought your own questions and I cannot answer them for you.
You see,
the question I can answer for you is the project, the massive infrastructure investments that the NDC embarked on in our 8 years. These are palpable infrastructure investments for all to see. We cannot see them.
8 years.
When you go to the University of Ghana.
I think you've answered my question. I asked a specific question because you made mention of the Palugu Dam, right?
Yes.
Wait. That's
yes.
why. That's
and what has
no.
become of the dam?
Please.
What has become of the dam?
Calm,
you tell me.
My brother, calm down.
Recently,
I asked you a specific. Please, my brother. If you permit me, I am the one asking the question. Then I make my submission on this note. If I asked you,
so allow me to answer your question.
You couldn't, please. Your answer. You just indicated that you have no answer. Please, Raymond.
Answering your question.
No, you're not answering my question. I asked
me.
you specifically that the XTS Korea housing deal that John Dramani Mahama, then the vice president of this country, was in charge of because the late president, Professor Ivasifi Atamos, told the entire country that the office of his vice president is in charge of the XTS Korea deal, where we were able to organize Ghana Police Service at the police depot Tesano. I remember very well. Where SWOT was.
I think that your question
if
is
you permit
misdirected.
It's not misdirected.
We are
talking of infrastructure development.
What I have said.
You made mention of Commander Sugar Factory. You see, it is very interesting. When we get the opportunity like this, as young people, we are the leaders of this country. We are the future leaders of this country. And the good thing is that we have a voice today. So when we are given the opportunity to speak our voice to matters of national interest, we should be a bit careful how we put in lies in there. Unfortunately, you made mention that you operationalized 46.
Yes.
It is not true.
It is
a lie.
It is
now let me
record.
proceed further. You also made mention of Commander Sugar Factory. I find it interesting how you feel proud as a young man to speak about Commander Sugar Factory when you want to talk about the mismanagement in other administration. But you conveniently sit here and tell me that you invested how much into Commander Sugar Factory? How much? How much did you invest?
You weren't even listening. Did I mention a figure?
I want clarity.
Did I mention
so I can tell viewers how hypocrite
did I mention figures? So you see,
you are trying to exhibit.
You're not listening. When I was making my submission, you're not listening. I only made mention
of Commander
the projects that we invested in.
So you invested how much in Commander Sugar Factory?
And so
how much did you invest? How much did you invest as an administration into Commander Sugar Factory?
Put any specific figures.
But you have invested our funds.
We have invested
Ghanaians' funds into Commander Sugar Factory. That's what you've done. And I'm asking you, how much did you invest into that factory? And what was the outcome of it? You've wasted close to $35 million of Ghanaians' funds into a factory that couldn't produce a single can of sugar. And you sit here and you beat your chest with all pride. Are you not ashamed of yourself as a young person? Are you not ashamed?
Your government.
Are you not ashamed?
Your government.
You've wasted $35 million of Ghanaians' money.
Represent over here. Your government.
You've wasted $35 million Ghana
represent over
$35 million.
Siphoned $52 million
into Commander Sugar Factory.
Into the National Cathedral.
Can I? You see,
today,
when we get the opportunity to sit here,
you are prioritizing $250 million Bank of Ghana headquarters ahead of our collective needs as a country. Today, you have stolen $12 million in under the guise of constructing Palugu Dam. Today, you have stolen $2 million.
I just asked you to tell me how much we wasted on STS Korea. You couldn't tell me. You're not even ashamed. Are you not even ashamed? Are you not ashamed?
Please, don't do that. Yeah, fact. So we're having a very hearty conversation. And I think we've all admitted that to reach our development goals as a country, then our governments, successive governments, should have to invest in infrastructure. I have pointed out to you that under the erstwhile NDC administration, we invested in infrastructure, so much so that it has created direct jobs for our young people. Indeed, they are listening to us. They want to know what is in this banter for them. What solutions do we proffer to the various challenges that plague them on a daily basis? So, for example, I have said that the Tema Port expansion project, the Takrady Port expansion project, created 5,000 direct jobs. The Accra Digital Center, which is a knowledge processing outsourcing infrastructure, business processing outsourcing infrastructure, has provided 10,000 direct jobs. Indeed, it helped the erstwhile administration to peg unemployment at a paltry 8.4%. You have gone on and on and on and on about the infrastructure and developments your government has invested in. Can you tell me? Can you tell the young people of this country? Can you tell the youth how many jobs you have been able to provide with this infrastructure development project? So, for example, when you mention a project, you told me the direct jobs you've provided. Today, unemployment rate is 14.7%. How do we, reconcile the reality of your huge so-called investment in infrastructure, okay, and how we have been able to deal with the surging unemployment crisis that we face as a country? You tell me that, and tell the young people of this country that.
Thank you very much for your question. I think when I started with my submission, I indicated clearly that we have two different forms of infrastructure. We have the hard infrastructure and the soft infrastructure. All you've done this morning on this platform is that to outline some infrastructure John Mahama did in his administration. I'm not disputing that fact. But what I'm telling you this day is that the New Patriotic Party, led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's infrastructure development, be it hard or soft, be it within the educational sector, be it in the health sector, be it in the security sector, outweighs what John Mahama did in his 7 or 8 years with the late president. And let me answer your question. Please let me answer your question. You asked me specifically. Let me actually outline the infrastructure we've done and what the number of jobs it has provided. Is that the question you want us to limit the discussions to? You do want me to limit the discussions to your expansion of Terminal 3? Is that the discussion you want us to limit to? Because number one, I am from the northern region. My family, who lives on Tatale stretch, will never travel to Terminal 3. But do you know what they will do? They are into farming. Please, let me answer your question. Please let me answer your question. My mother, who is a farmer in Tatale today, have access to economic activity.
To the young people
Please,
of this country?
What is job? We are talking of economic activity. Please, don't limit yourself to job. Just job is not enough for economic activity. You're not being honest with our viewers. The issue is that please let me respond. Let me respond to you.
They want to know the number of jobs you have provided.
Let me respond to you.
By investing in infrastructure.
You want me to talk about the number of jobs we've created? In 8 years, we've created over 2 million jobs in this country.
That is a lie.
Over 8 years, we've created over 2 million jobs. You want me to outline them one after the other? Is that what we should do? And I'm telling you that my family, who lives in the team this afternoon, will tell you that today they have access to markets.
And the
NPP. Unfortunately, you don't understand the basics of economic life. Access to market, availability of farm inputs. What we've done. No,
jobs.
You keep making
our young people.
You keep making reference to Accra Digital.